In the north of the prairie, there lived the wind. One day, the wind thought to itself, "If I just stay still and quiet, I might forget that I am the wind." Given the task of always blowing forward, now it's time for me to take a look around the world. So, the wind slowly became a gentle breeze and set off on its journey, walking forward and forward. The world was so beautiful that the wind felt exhilarated. Now I can truly feel that I am the wind. I'm so happy. And the wind began to run faster and faster. The wind became so excited that it turned into a hurricane as it ran. Along the way, somewhere in the middle of the endless prairie, it encountered a beautiful flowering tree. As it moved forward, the wind saw the tree and, finding it so beautiful, lightly waved its hand, smiled broadly, greeted the tree, and continued to run forward. The tree, adorned with small, cute flowers in every branch, was so beautiful. The tree had been peacefully blooming for decades, adorning itself beautifully, inviting bees, butterflies, and birds to daily parties with its fresh scent and living happily. Then one day, out of nowhere, a strong hurricane approached, greeting the tree warmly as it passed by. With a single gesture from the wind and a laugh, all the flowers on every branch fell off, and the branches that held the petals all broke. So the wind approached the tree and greeted it warmly, saying it was busy, and then left. The bees, butterflies, and birds, who had been invited by the tree's flowers and scent, left with the wind. Thus, all the tree's happiness and peace left with the wind. With flowers and branches lost, the tree stood alone in the vast prairie, struggling with a loneliness akin to death for a long time. The tree resented itself for ruining itself, resented the wind for its actions, and resented the bees, butterflies, and birds for leaving. Gradually, the tree's mind was engulfed in darkness, and its body began to wither. Now, think about it. Was the tree's death the tree's fault? Was it the wind's fault? Was it the bees, butterflies, and birds' fault for leaving the tree? The wind simply did its job with enthusiasm. The bees, butterflies, and birds had to leave the tree to live. Now, imagine if you were the tree. Ask yourself the question. In our lives, various winds sweep through us. Many connections come seeking us, then leave. No matter how much we reminisce about happier times in the past, our current difficulties do not disappear. Everyone knows they should live in the present, but are you really doing it? While longing for happy times past, are you wasting your precious time in the present? While recalling unhappy times and resenting those connections, are you wasting your precious time in the present? Before you go to bed and fall into a deep sleep, ask yourself, how did I live today? During the time given in a day, how much did I focus and stay faithful in each moment? The start of changing habits to live in the present begins with recognizing and acknowledging the habits of thoughts, emotions, and behaviors you have. And to change habitual negative thoughts and emotions, you must diligently discard that negative self through meditation. To change habitual behaviors, you must force yourself to perform the desired behavior. For example, if you have a habit of procrastinating on homework every day, you might have thoughts and emotions like, I don't want to do homework. Homework is not fun. As someone with negative thoughts and emotions, through meditation, you discard the negative self. And to change habitual behaviors, you must force yourself to do the desired behavior. For example, if you procrastinate homework every day, Forcing yourself to sit down at your desk and do homework is creating a positive habit. The wind did what it had to do, and the bees, butterflies, and birds were faithful to their lives. If the tree had positive thoughts and emotions, it would have been grateful to the wind, bees, butterflies, and birds. The wind would have inspired the tree to deepen its roots into the ground, to avoid swaying in any wind, and to create new, strong branches, allowing more beautiful and fragrant flowers to bloom. This effort would have invited more types of bees, butterflies, and birds to come and live happily together. Happiness and unhappiness are always created by our hearts. When you discard negative habits of mind, only the true mind of truth remains. Within our minds, there is already a true mind. If you discard the negative mind, you can naturally find the original truth. Finding the true mind is not something I can create through my efforts. I just realize that if I know that my mind and actions are fake and discard them, the true mind already exists.